Most Americans fighting in Afghanistan are doing their very best in a war that is now in its 11th year. Why has the conflict taken so long? Clarissa Ward found one reason in the Pesh Valley. Americans lost their lives building and securing a base called Nangalam. But look what happened when they tried to hand those gains to the Afghan army.
This is one part of Afghanistan that America thought it could finally leave. But U.S. troops are back trying once again to train their Afghan allies. Army Major Guillermo Guillen from Southern California is frustrated.
You're relying on us to do all your security for you. You all need to be participating in the security.
On this patrol, some Afghan soldiers were not wearing helmets. One chatted on his cell phone.
This is how you want to secure your people. When we're gone, how are you going to do this by yourself?
The U.S. military left Nangalam Base last March, handing it over to Afghan forces. But within weeks, things went badly wrong. Enemy forces returned to roam freely through the valley. The Afghan commander deserted. Hundreds of his soldiers followed.
Do you think when the coalition forces left that they felt abandoned?
I believe that there was probably some of that feeling amongst the soldiers, yes. I mean, that's probably what led to some of their leadership leaving.
The Afghan forces that remained ransacked their own base.
All the electric wires have been pulled out. Anything of any value was taken. You'd see the wiring hanging out of the light.
Just about everything else that could be moved was sold for cash. Without American support, the Afghan army refused to resupply the base. The soldiers were living in filth. For the U.S. military, it was an embarrassing example of what might happen when security is handed over to Afghan forces across the country. And so, 4 months after leaving, a small group of U.S. troops was sent back in. Today, American contractors are back on the base, repairing the damage with U.S. taxpayers footing the bill again. And a new Afghan army unit has been brought in with a new commander, Colonel Turab. U.S. officers have nicknamed him Honest Abe.
How much time do they need before they're ready?
It will take about 30 years.
30 years?
Yeah. And if they are reformed, that the corruption is removed, 10 years.
30 years, worst case scenario, 10 years, best case scenario.
I'll be an old man like you.
But the Afghan army doesn't have 30 years or 10. They have just 2 before the vast majority of American forces are scheduled to leave the Pesh Valley and all of Afghanistan for good. Clarissa Ward, CBS News, Nangalam, Afghanistan.